Vanakkam. Welcome to this course on classics in neuroscience. In this series of videos, we have been looking at classic Nobel Prize winning works, but in particular, we are looking at the Nobel Prize winning works of Edgar Adrian. In this video, we will look at Edgar Adrian's failed experiment and the critical need of perseverance in the pursuit of science. So, in 1919, Adrian returned to Cambridge after working in the military during the war, and he settled down into the quarters over the gateway to the Trinity College, was previously home to Sir Isaac Newton. And he took over the basement laboratory that was earlier used by his collaborator and colleague and mentor Keith Lucas, because as we know, Keith Lucas passed away during a mid-air collision in an accident. And Adrian collaborated with Alexander Forbes in 1921, who brought his radio tubes or vacuum tubes to build an amplifier. This collaboration allowed Adrian to improve his studies of neurophysiology because of the improved amplification provided by Alexander Forbes' brilliant amplification method. Adrian later learned about multi-stage amplifiers from Herbert Gasser and Joseph Erlanger, and Adrian built his own multi-stage amplifier, thus improving the quality of his recordings, the amplification factors in his recordings, thus able to distinguish and better produce results and better study his neurophysiological studies. While studying the muscle activity in frogs, Adrian had several issues with irregular baselines during the experiments, and he found that in suspended legs of frogs, the electrical activity were due to sensory impulses. He realized that muscles that are stretched, they send some sensory input that signals muscle stretch. He published his findings in 1926, essentially confirming Charles Sherrington's idea of proprioceptive feedback. Remember, Sherrington spoke about exteroceptors, external afferents, and proprioceptors are those that are internal to the body, that gives an indication about the body sense. So, the muscle stretch was first confirmed by Edgar Adrian in his study and in his publication in 1926, confirming this idea that muscle stretch is indeed detected by a proprioceptive sensory neuron. This sensory neuron was the muscle spindle. Check my course on neuroscience of human movement, in which I discuss the deep physiology of muscle spindles. A discussion of the deep physiology of muscle spindle is beyond the scope of this course, but suffices to know that these are sensors or neurons that sense the stretching of the muscles. This discovery provided insights into how muscles and their action are controlled or regulated. This work provided the foundation for further research in the broad field of neurophysiology and electrophysiology, and crucially provided the evidence that supports that the nature of proprioceptive feedback in understanding motor control. that is it forms part of a crucial loop in motor control. Adrian's discovery showcased the need for perseverance in scientific pursuits, that if you fail multiple times, maybe you need to check. So, because Adrian faced many problems during his study of the frog legs and muscle stretch, that is what gave him this idea, maybe that this is due to the sensory neurons. This discovery was groundbreaking, a completely unheard of novel phenomenon, now very well established. In fact, now we know that there are different types of muscle spindles, those that can measure length and velocity, those that can measure only the length, those that are fast, those that are slow, and there are many different types of this, and how it forms part of many critical loops at multiple latencies is something that we now know, but it was Edgar Adrian's work about 100 years ago that provided the first known evidence of muscle spindles or the sensory neurons that detected stretch of muscles. So, with this we come to the end of this video. In this video, we looked at Adrian's failed experiments involving frog muscles, leg muscles of frogs, and how this failed experiment led to the discovery of muscle spindles or the sensory neurons that detected muscle stretch, and the critical need of perseverance in the pursuit of science. With this, we end this video. Thank you for your attention.